General Insurance is the proud sponsor of Gardens of Antigua.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Welcome to Gardens of Antigua. This morning I'm at Green Gold Tropical Gardens. It's 4 acres in Glanville. It's a huge space of all kinds of interesting plants. Now, we don't have enough time to do the whole garden, but this morning I thought we would do some of his rare tropical fruit trees, as well as look at his different ways of organic gardening. Now, I'm right next to what he calls the Brazilian cloak. You can see how huge it is. It actually is a beautiful flowering bush with big red flowers, which are not yet in bloom. Rodney George is the owner of the garden, and he is a walking encyclopedia of knowledge. So we're going to go meet him and talk about Green Gold Tropical Gardens. Rodney, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
How nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you.
I've just explained to our viewers that the plants right here.
This one is very beautiful. It's a Brazilian
red cloak. Right,
and,
exactly.
It's a native of Venezuela.
Right.
And also all the way to Brazil.
Right. And
it's very beautiful. At the moment, it's not flowering because of the weather condition that we have here.
Right.
But it usually flowers from October all the way to June. Okay. 9 months of the year.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes. In fact, it's just starting to flower. There's a flower at the eastern side.
Okay.
Let me reveal how the flower looks. I also have another shrub. Yeah, the flower is just coming out.
Oh, wow,
yes.
yeah.
That one is just coming out, and very soon you would have
the whole bush,
thing will turn into
flowers.
flowers.
What a marvelous...
Resembling the ginger lily.
Right. Is this a crepe myrtle?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
This species is the indica, and it's a purple color.
And this?
That's the purple leer.
Purple leer. Okay.
But I also wanted to introduce you to this big tree. We call it the silk oak.
Right.
The robusta. And it's origin from Australia. But the importance of it, because in the garden, what I do, all the plants I evaluate for importance, the value of the plants,
right.
Either for food, for medicine, ornamental. It's very good for the seaside. It's salt tolerant, and it has a high oxygen to carbon dioxide exchange. So this is very good for if you have pollution problem and all of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What happened, we also have quite a lot of palm trees, different type of palm. For example, this is a triangle palm.
Oh, yes. And of course, it's called a triangular palm because it is triangular in its dimensions.
Yeah, and we have also a very important palm we call the betel nut. This is a betel nut palm.
Wow,
it's in tropical Asia.
And
it's
look
originating.
At these aerial roots, are they? Or not?
No, that's a bunch. They are the fruit bunch. This palm we call the sunshine. It's happened to be in the same family with the Christmas palm, the Veitria.
Right.
It's a sunshine palm.
Okay.
It likes the sun very much.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
And it's an extra tall
it goes
trunk.
here, slim.
Yes. Now I'm smelling something very fragrant.
Yeah, okay, this is it. This is the elang, the perfume tree. This is where they get the perfume oil. Yes, the perfume oil really comes from this
now,
one.
does the oil come from the leaf or is it
from
the flower?
The flowers. Yeah, when the flowers is golden in color, you see some of it there. That's where you're getting the fragrance from.
Wow.
You can use those to distill the oil that they use in the perfume industry.
I wish we
and you can also use it to make a bath oil.
I wish the television had a sensory option so people could smell it, because it's just gorgeous.
Yeah. That's the first thing you will smell. But you
tree.
see, in the garden we have a number of trees with this fragrance, right? That's very important for persons to visit. If you come along here...
I must just point out this spiral ginger that's blooming here.
Yes, this is spiral ginger.
Which is gorgeous. Now, what kind of palm is this? Because this is a slightly different trunk.
That's Areca.
Oh.
No. Areca.
It's a different type of Areca.
It's the Dipsis species, genus.
Okay.
But it has several trunks. I took out some of them. It's a
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not a single
all right.
palm. This very important fruit we call the banana fruit. Right?
Wow.
Yes. It
Now,
happened.
why is it called banana fruit? Is it just
It's
because
shaped
of the
like a banana.
appearance?
Another name for it is cow okra. But
Now-
it's also medicinal, and you
Is
like
this
a
something
sugarcane.
you eat?
Yes, yes. This
What
is
does it
one of the
taste
tropical
like?
fruit. It's sweet and it tasting like a sugarcane. You see what happened? The bats are chewing it like this.
Right.
So I have a sugarcane juicer, and I'm gonna make the juice from it also, like how I do with the sugarcane.
Wow. So it's just like a sugarcane drink.
That's correct.
And when they eat, the bats eat it because it's soft? Or
Yes,
hard, or-
it is not ripe as yet. When it
Right.
is very red, that's the time you eat it. And
Oh, and it becomes red.
It is medicinal as well. It makes you very strong, you know?
Okay.
It originates from Mexico. And in Mexico, it is very popular.
Right.
This originates from the Mediterranean area, but it's
Right.
adapted.
This is
There's a fig.
fig tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is now. Have you got figs here? I mean.
Yes, yes. Usually,
Okay.
whenever it is moist, it's just starting to make some fruits here now.
Right.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it bears a lot. And this is a purple one.
Right.
And it's a problem with the birds sometimes.
Right.
Okay, this is a popular nut palm in Antigua we call the maca.
And look at the trunk of that tree.
Yes.
Now, obviously, it's very spiky, probably to keep predators off.
Yes.
But it's a beautiful tree.
It's a beautiful
And
tree,
it's a
and the
nut-
fruits,
it's
the
called
fruits are
a-
edible and very important. It's native to our Lesser Antilles.
Okay.
And the flower, you notice how beautiful the bloom
It's
is.
absolutely gorgeous.
Yes. Okay, this is also adapted fruit. We call the loquat. But what happened?
This one
because
here?
of the storm, yes, is a very exotic. But because of the storm, it has gotten a little problem.
Now, this is the
But
flower,
yes.
and then the fruit
And the
comes
flower
after
is
the
also
flower.
fragrant.
Okay.
The flower is fragrant, and then it bears some beautiful fruits. I think there's a little fruit coming out there.
Just a little bit of.
Yeah, but it's in the rose family, so it's very, very fragrant.
What family is it in?
Rose.
Rose.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, the flower are very fragrant, sweet.
Okay, so this is actually a fruit.
Yes, a fruit.
when you
We
can-
also call it the Japanese loquat.
Ah,
But
okay.
because of the shape of it, it's very good as an ornamental as well.
I see.
And some people, some of the Syrian people in Antigua, they usually adapt it and keep it in their garden as a fruit tree as well as ornamental.
Very nice.
Feel secure, insured, call General Insurance. You got a friend, you got a friend, you got a friend.
Thank you for choosing General Insurance Company. How may we help you?
Call General Insurance. You got a friend.
Let's go shopping at the bargain center. Everybody shopping at the bargain center. Move your body now. Let's go shopping at the bargain center. Everybody shopping at the bargain center. Move your body. Let's go shopping. Everybody, let's go shopping. Bargain center. Let's go shopping. Everybody, let's go shopping. Move your body now.
Bargain Centre Hardware on Kentish Road has everything you need for building and DIY. Great savings all the time. What are you waiting for? Move that body!
Hello, I am Jacqueline Johnson, the wedding guru of MarryCaribbean.com.
Want to know the best hotel, the best destination, the best service providers in the industry, the best shopping experience? From Jamaica, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Tobago, the British Virgin Islands, and the United States Virgin Islands.
MarryCaribbean.com.
This palm is called the fishtail.
Yes,
is-
it's interesting how this one is growing in
Yes.
clusters.
Yes, yes. When we want to propagate, we also take the clusters. We dig the clusters out and actually put them in the pot.
Okay.
There's another perfume tree.
Let's get closer to this and look at the... Oh yes, I'm beginning to smell the fragrance.
Yeah.
So how is the perfume made from this?
They usually do distillation, a distillation process.
Oh, beautiful.
And you get the scent more from the golden one, like this one. You can also make your bath oil with it.
And how do you make bath oil with it?
I think you put it in olive oil for some time, and all the scent will transfer to it, the olive oil.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And then you use it as a bath.
Well, I'm going to hold on to this one. Okay, what's
this is
one?
another exotic food. We call it the French tambourine.
What
happened? It was all in bloom,
okay.
and the storm actually. In fact, the flowers are dried up.
I see one. Is that a fruit that's
no,
coming there?
that's a weed. It's a cucumber, wild cucumber, but it's a terrible weed.
That's coming up all over the tree.
Yes, yes. So I have to take them out from the bottom.
I have never heard of a wild cucumber.
Yes, they're edible. The fruits are edible, but especially the Indian people will buy the fruits.
Right.
And this is the ackee.
Yes, how lovely.
This is the Mexican apple. This is one of them. The white, we call it white sapote. It's one of the sweetest fruit you'll eat. And it was just about to flower. It start to flower from next year.
Okay.
I think it's next year. Some fruit will flower in the spring, some in the summer, some in the fall. So it's variable time in the year.
And here we've got a...
This is a big golden apple. We also have the dwarf ones. But
this is chocolate fruit.
Yeah, some of them actually remain. When the fruit is ripe, it is like chocolate. It becomes soft, dark in color, black, and very sweet.
So, I wonder whether you can show the fruit. Is it almost ready for picking yet, or?
It's not quite ready. Usually, you see, winter is just about starting, and it's a winter. It matures in the winter.
I see.
Right. So anytime now, coming into December, in early January, and this fruit is in the Diosporus genus, right?
Right.
Meaning the other persimmon, the Japanese persimmon and the American persimmon.
Okay.
Also in the same family.
I see.
But this one is the most tropical, and is also dark. The crown, the trunk, is dark in color. The leaves are very, very dark green, dark green. That's what makes it handsome.
Chocolate,
yeah.
like name.
But chocolate because it can be.
And where is this tree? Where does it originate?
It originates from
Central America
and to Mexico.
Okay.
But some of these fruits have been taken, they have been adapted all over the world. So we surveyed their originate, they have been taken to different parts in the world.
Now, I'm sure there are not too many chocolate fruit trees in Antigua.
No, not at the moment. This is the moringa, tree of life.
Oh, yes.
This is a stage where you use it as a vegetable. The leaves, the edible, you use it as a spinach. Right? So this is why you put it here, you cut it.
You treat it like spinach?
Yes, yes, you cut it up and cook it. It is very rich in nutrients. Very, very rich. In fact, they call it the miracle tree.
It's probably
tree
something,
of life.
yes, probably something that would probably work well with rice.
Yes.
Mixed with rice,
yes. But I would assure you that on the internet there are some recipes as how to utilize the leaves and the pods. You know, we have the local dums in Antigua, right? Which is the Indian dum. This one is the jujube, the very big one, like a small apple. And it's known to have a lot of medicinal, it's a Chinese one. And it have medicinal properties, like it's very good for the strengthen you, and if you have chest complaint. During the storm, it was fruiting, massive. I have 4 of them, and they were in bloom, large fruits, and the storm destroyed all the fruits and the young ones. So it's making some fruits now, still.
The lipstick tree.
For the original, for the lipstick.
Right.
And it's also good for, they used to use it in Antigua, they call it ruku. And they used to use it like in a wedding.
So you can actually use it as lipstick?
The beans, you see those pods? They produce the seeds. The seeds are golden color. I mean, very, what do you call it? The color is dark orange. And that color is what they use to make the lips.
Dye?
Yes. So to make the real lipstick, the Spanish people also use it for making the Spanish rice. You can actually buy the seeds in the supermarket and you can cook it in the oil, color the oil, and use the oil to color the food.
Oh, very interesting.
And the leaves also you can use as medicinal, for medicinal purposes. Okay, these trees here, they're very new to Antigua, but it's something we call the Indian gooseberry. We have also the OTT gooseberry, which is what in Antigua we call it raspberry. But they are medicinal. The leaves resemble tamarind, but the leaves are very good for medicine. Okay, this one is called the bayrum tree. Right? This is where
because it's a bay leaf, or?
They make the bayrum from this. When they distill the leaf, they get what you call bay oil. And they mix the bay oil with ethanol.
Right.
And that's what is bayrum.
Right, and the brilliant
Yes,
smell.
it's very fragrant. And for local Antiguans...
Can you use this in cooking as well?
Of course. This is a spice that Grenada actually export. Yeah, it's good for in cooking and also for porridge. In Antigua, we know it for porridge. This one in particular we call match me if you can, because no two leaves are the same. Right? All the leaves are different, all different, and the same tree, but different kind of leaves.
Right. And now, does the caliper always have this kind of?
Yeah, it has. This is a rudimentary flower, whereas this one is in the same family, and if you know, some places in the garden have it in full bloom.
Right.
But this one I'm just trying to bring back. This
Yes,
one is known for the flower, but
Right.
it doesn't have the sweet
Looks
leaf.
like something got the better of it.
Yeah, they call it, I cut it because it was, some weeds got in it and I cut it to shape it up.
Right.
Variegated moho for...
Or is there also called a different type of sea hibiscus?
Yeah, yeah. That's the one with the variegated leaves. And it bears a yellow flower as well.
Right, a big yellow flower. Oh,
This
it's
is 4 o'clock plant.
Oh, 4 o'clock plant.
Yeah, but right here we have so many different medicinal plants. For example, I could point out that one is chicory. This is the lemongrass.
The lemongrass, right.
And you have turmeric. You have the tulsi, Indian tulsi.
This is turmeric?
Yeah, that's turmeric.
Ah.
The other is a family to ginger.
Wow.
You also have dandelion, the manstini nettle, which is also, so it's a whole group of medicinal plants that I'm trying to seed them, to produce seeds from them, or to multiply them as we go along. And this is another exotic yam, like in the Edo, from India.
And it grows just like a regular yam?
Yes.
What's the difference in the taste?
It's very close to Edo. It's a plant that is very valuable in India. When I started the garden, right, we realized that we have something called companion planting. So guavas and citrus are very good companion. Everywhere you sign the citrus and they were going together, we find that they will help each other to grow. When you have companion, you have, in one case...
It makes the fruit sweeter, is that
Not really, but one would exercise a protective influence. The other one will make it grows and produce better fruit.
Okay.
You know, and you know, the third case is where both will help each other. You know about the allspice. It's very popular in Jamaica.
No, I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, this spice has the flavor of nutmeg, cinnamon, and clove. So when the berries really, but the leaf also is fragrant and can be used as a spice.
Definitely.
This is African oil palm. It has, the drought had affected it, but it has produced lots of fruits. And it gives you the palm oil, the red palm oil and the yellow palm oil. And you could also tap into it, get a liquid oil and produce wine.
Wow.
So this is well known as in Africa as wine palm. You have to dig and like siphon out the liquid. Otherwise you can put something at the top, because the flow of fluid up is very, it's a vibrant flow going up.
I see.
Yeah, so.
I see. And look at the spikes on those.
Yes, yeah, that's how
branches.
The spike is. In fact, when this is flowing, because of the drought and the weather condition, they all die. But this is a male flower.
Right.
The male flower is very fragrant. And the female flower comes below. Like this is a female flower here coming out, but it was aborted.
Okay.
And the pollen will come down on the female and pollinate.
I see,
yes.
I see.
So that big tree there is a custard apple.
Right.
The custard apple are very...
Looks like it's fruiting.
It has fruits in it, yeah, lots of fruits in it. And I do have problem with the birds as well. As soon as they're big enough, they...
Well, I think all the birds in this area must know this garden.
Okay, this is Kaimito.
And
this was all in fruits, but during the storm, it turned from fruit and the flower were aborted.
Uh-huh.
But I think it might, otherwise it would be a whole year before it fruit again.
Right.
But it also has medicinal properties. This is a Marmy apple. Marmy apple.
Uh-huh.
Marmy americana. Right? Some people call it Marmy support. Right? There's no flower in there. He has a few fruits in it.
Right.
Some people call it Marmy apple, but this is very important as a tree. No insect will bother it because it produces chemicals to protect itself.
Fantastic.
And we can also use the leaves as an insecticide to protect other plants.
Which brings me to the... well,
and this one is called Marmy support. This is the zapote in Spanish.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
what sort of fruit is on this?
The enough flower in there. It's a very huge fruit.
Uh-huh. It's a wonderful shade tree.
Yes, it's a beautiful, what we could say, handsome fruit tree.
Uh-huh. And when does it usually fruit?
Well, as I say, it's fruiting now. It's flowering.
Oh, I don't see any.
Okay, all here is filled with flowers. Look. These are the flowers.
Oh, I see.
And this is a sweet tamarind.
Oh, a sweet tamarind.
Yes.
Oh,
this
I have to have
a huge amount in it, but the storm had damaged.
Is this ripe?
No.
No, too green.
Usually, I wouldn't get tamarind until April or so. So all from June, they start to flower, and then it's the following April that they will all be mature. The sweet tamarind. Yeah, organic gardening is very important that we use compost. We try to fertilize, keep the soil very fertile. And to do that, we add compost. This is the compost right here.
Oh, okay.
This has another, the important to cover, because we have to keep it moist. Right? Compost, this is a hot compost. All inside here gets very hot. And we have to keep it 50% of moisture.
And now what is
in that compost? And this
that
has gone
compost?
1 month. It has 2 months to go.
Right.
And usually I turn it, you see? Here it was, then I turn it to this side, then another week or so I turn it back to this side. Because we have to aerate it.
And these are all the cuttings, your grass cuttings?
Yes.
And you've got some seaweed in there as well?
Seaweed, moringa.
Kitchen
the
waste.
important thing is that we have to balance like a 33-to-1 nitrogen to carbon. So we have to look to see, okay, those material that would be rich in carbon, and then we look to ensure that we have enough nitrogen. And then, for example, the seaweed is high in potassium, and potassium is very important for food development. And then we also have to look for something that is rich in phosphorus. You know, so it has been balanced here. And
so how long will it take before it's composted?
3 months. This is 3 months.
Okay.
One of the other things that we have here is this usually was the original height. You can actually have the heat coming out here.
Wow.
But you see all these inside
so
here?
So as it composts, it decreases in height?
Yes. It's going down all the time.
Right.
It's originally up here, and then these still may allowed air to come in.
I see.
The air will circulate inside.
Right.
So it's aerobic. If it's not aerobically done, then you wouldn't get the same quality.
Okay.
So you have to have air circulating. That's the reason why we actually turn it as well.
I see. Now, will you be piling any more on this,
no,
or you're just letting it?
By the end of January, this is ready for use.
Okay, I see.
And the importance of it is that when it is all decomposed, it has lots of organic acids, amino acids that have been broken down by the microorganisms. And these are very good for the plants, to even build up resistance in plants.
Right.
That's why compost is so good for plants. You know this plant, the marigold, French marigold,
yes.
right? And this is very important. This produces chemical.
Right.
It's supposed to produce some flowers, but even the leaves are fragrant and it drives away a lot of pests. The pests don't like to smell it.
The slugs, I think, are deterred by it.
And the roots, the nematodes, that's why here's sweet potato. and like a sweet potato nursery at the moment.
Right.
And the roots, the nematodes will sometimes go and attack the sweet potato, and the root from the marigold produce a chemical that deter that weevil, sweet potato weevil.
So having those scattered, having the marigolds scattered among your produce,
we usually, the ideal thing is to have them planted all around the fields.
Okay.
Yeah. In some institution, like in Cuba, they will have acres and acres, and the marigold is planted all around it. Another one that I want to use, and I'm trying to get some seeds for it, is the lavender. That also is known to keep away a number of pests.
Right.
Okay, this is just a small tree we call the Indian musk tree.
I thought it was a mango tree.
No, it's not a mango. It's an Indian musk tree. It's in the same family with the anonas. Well, in fact, the perfume tree is in the same family with the anonas. And the important thing about this, if you notice, when it goes up, this could go up to about 30 feet. And it comes down like a column. The leaves are, that's how it goes, come down. So it's very columnar, right? So when you watch, if you want to watch African movies, you see the trees like in Nigeria and thing like that. It's all over the place, you know, along the highways and thing. It's the same tree, the Indian musk tree.
Feel secure, insured, call General Insurance. You got a friend, you got a friend, you got a friend.
Thank you for choosing General Insurance Company. How may we help you?
Call General Insurance. You got a friend.
At the bargain center, everybody shopping at the bargain center. Move your body now, let's go shopping at the bargain center. Everybody shopping at the bargain center. Move your body, let's go shopping. Everybody, let's go shopping. Bargain center, let's go shopping. Everybody, let's go shopping. Move your body now, let's go shopping. Everybody, let's go shopping. Move your body now.
Come see what we're doing at Bargain Center at Perry Bay. We have the best prices and quality. We're working harder to serve you better. Come on down to Bargain Center. Move that body.
Everybody shopping at the Bargain Center. Move your body now, let's go shopping at the Bargain Center.
Hello, I am Jacqueline Johnson, the wedding guru of MarryCaribbean.com.
Want to know the best hotel, the best destination, the best service providers in the industry, the best shopping experience? From Jamaica, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Tobago, the British Virgin Islands, and the United States Virgin Islands.
MarryCaribbean.com.
There is so much to see, and I'm sorry our show is only 30 minutes long, but I think we covered a good deal of it.
Yes, yes.
I think we learned something with the composting and how to make an organic pesticides so you won't be damaging the environment. And you organic farmers and gardeners out there, I hope you've made a lot of notes because there's a wealth of information here. Rodney's been gardening here for 25 years, and you have information that, that goes on forever and ever. What an experience. I'm going to stay a bit longer because there's so much more to see and I want to take a few pictures, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned from it. And as always, thank you for joining us on Gardens of Antigua. Rodney, thank you so much for showing us your garden.
Yes, my pleasure.
Thoroughly informative,
very happy to show
thoroughly informative and enjoyable.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
If you would like to leave a comment about this show or just join in our garden conversation, then check us out, Gardens of Antigua, on Facebook. And don't forget to like us.